If you like plane randomly crashing from the sky, flamingos showing up in the middle of the night, oil tanker suddenly lands on the beach, a herd of deer shows up and stares at you, or maybe you woke up one day and finds out that your teeth's falling out. If you're in the mood for a disaster movie rather than a Christmas movie this festive season, Netflix has you covered with Leave the World Behind. Advertising executive Amanda Sanford wakes up one morning and impulsively decides to plan a trip to Long Island. She tells her husband Clay that the family needs a break, packs up their 2 children, one of whom loves the TV show Friends, and they set off. They reach a fancy house and soon go to the beach. While there, their youngest child, Rose, sees a boat on the horizon, which comes so close, it ends up on the beach. Rushing back to the house, Amanda wants to know what happened, but all internet, phone, and TV service is down. Later that evening, G.H. Scott and his daughter Ruth show up at their door, saying they own the house. Because of the strange events of the day happening all over the country, they ask if they can stay in the downstairs part of the house for half the price. Amanda is immediately suspicious, questioning G.H. about everything he says. Clay is more relaxed about it, but Ruth insists they have a right to be in their own house. In the middle of the talk, a national emergency broadcast interrupts every TV channel. While Amanda is upset about what's happening, Ruth senses that G.H. might know more than he's revealing. The TV says there's a mysterious cyber attack across the country, but the Sanfords and Scotts are still clueless the next morning. A bunch of deer gathers in the garden, bothering Rosie as she tries to watch Friends. Amanda tells Ruth that she got alerts on her phone saying hackers caused the outage, and advises Ruth to keep it among the adults. Ruth disagrees, saying she doesn't think it's nothing. G.H. and Ruth talk about where Ruth's mother might be as she's working away from home. G.H. goes to the neighbor's house, trying to text his wife but can't reach her. When he arrives, he finds the house in a mess and empty. Meanwhile, Clay leaves the house to find a cell signal. While he's outside, a radio report talks about an environmental disaster in the south affecting animal migration. Rose tells her brother Archie about the deer she saw, thinking they might be trying to convey something. Clay sees a scared woman who speaks only Spanish, but he drives on as she keeps panicking. G.H. discovers the dead bodies of the Huxleys on the beach near their house. At the same time, Archie and Rose explore an empty hut in the woods behind the house. While all this is happening, Clay is followed by a plane releasing red confetti. While G.H. is at the beach, another plane crashes into the house from the sky, almost hitting him. Amanda and Ruth stay by the pool, and tensions rise among them. Back at the house, G.H. decides not to tell Amanda in front of Ruth what happened at the Huxley house. Later, he shares it privately, saying he thinks this is a bigger deal than they realize. A high-pitched electronic sound fills the house, breaking windows. After it stops, Amanda finds the kids. The adults decide to stay inside until Clay returns, and Amanda and Ruth almost fight. Clay comes back safe but finds red confetti with the message, "Death to America." The Sanfords decide to go stay with Amanda's sister in New Jersey. Ruth tells G.H. he should have shared about the plane incident. The family drives but encounters a blockade of cars crashing on their own. They go back and start to connect more with the Scotts. G.H. tells Amanda he thinks no one is really in control and mentions some friends who are into conspiracy theories. Clay and Ruth also come up with their own ideas, while Rose is upset she can't see how Friends ends.
We'll at least find out how things turn out for them.
Flamingos show up in the house's pool. the high-pitched noise returns. Overnight, it looks like there's an eclipse, and Archie's teeth fall out the next morning. GH proposes the group visit survivalist Danny, seen by Amanda at the grocery store. While Archie starts vomiting blood, Rose is missing. GH and Clay take Archie to Danny, who is more focused on his own family. Ruth and Amanda encounter deer in the forest while looking for Rose, and the deer won't budge even when they try to scare them away. At the end of Leave the World Behind, Clay negotiates with both GH and Danny as they start distrusting each other, securing medication for Archie. Each of them has their own conspiracy theory about who's behind the attack, and they all believe America is on the verge of a full-scale invasion. GH thinks there's a plan involving isolation, synchronized chaos, and civil war to dismantle the country's government from within. Meanwhile, from the forest, Amanda and Ruth witness New York engulfed in a cloud of smoke in the distance. In the closing scene of Leave the World Behind, Rose is alone in a house. She discovers an emergency system indicating that the White House is under attack by rogue armed forces and radiation levels are rising. Turning to the TV, she discovers a Friends box set and finally watches the last episode. The film ends with the upbeat Friends theme tune, I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts, playing. But this is clearly ironic. The country has begun to turn on itself, and the future is looking very bleak for all of the film's characters and the rest of humanity.
Accurate realization. I fucking hate people.
And that's it for today, folks. Feel free to comment down your own take and analysis or symbolism of it in the film. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, or share this with your friends. Thanks again, folks, and as always, I'll see you next time.